how are you? It's Sunday night and it's Audio Who. And look, we have a round table of 7. Ooh, that's a nice number for you, right out the blue. And tonight, guys, we've congregated and come together to partake in a little Ice Warrior outing in the Lost Stories range. This was story number 2 of season number 1 in the never-aired season 23's Mission to Magnus, the only story that Nabil Shaban get paid twice for. Go figure. Okay, we fell indeed. What did you think about that? Well, you're about to find out, but before we get to that, let's get to your cast for this evening, shall we? Joining us for the first time in a while, it's Jason. How are we doing, Jason?
Doing good, waiting for the invasion of the Ice Warriors.
Indeed. Winter is now here. What have we got here? It's Mr. Matt Rose. Matthew, how goes it?
Going fine, thank you.
Good to have you. All the way from Cali, it's TARDIS Blue, it's Sue. How's it going, Sue?
Hi, guys.
Good to have you. And in the nutsack, where it's still hotter than hell, even though winter's upon us, it's Texas Tim Wells. Tim?
Howdy.
Good to have you, man. The Thunder from down under, live and in living colour on a Monday morning. AJ, how goes it, man?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good to have you. And NYC's own Western man, Will Medina, back with us after a wee break. Well, how goes it, man?
Hey now, how you doing, everybody?
Good to have you guys. So, Mission to Magnus. We have the return of old Sal himself. We have the women of Magnus. Very interesting, where they don't want to be suppressed by men. And we have the Ice Warriors, who are hell-bent on changing the climate to make the planet more suitable for their inhabitation. Opening thoughts. Where do we go with this? All right, can I get your opening thoughts on Mission to Magnus, please? AJ, Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant guest starring Nabil Shaban.
It would have been a very strange episode to see on TV. A lot of special effects, I think, for the explosions and the planet shifting in space and whatnot. But it would have been an interesting episode, I think, still, to see the social play against men against women and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
The whole we're better than you, no one not you, and all that. But the whole thing, that would have been creepy to see him yet again on screen after Vengeance on Varos. So that laugh still creeps me out today. It's creepy. Very good story it was.
Okay, mate. Matt, how about you? Opening thoughts?
Well, I really quite like this one. Vengeance on Varos was a good TV story, and it was so nice. So we had a follow-up sequel with Philip Martin for this one. What I liked about it is it's still the mentor is back, and he's doing dodgy deals again, this time with these men and women on this planet of Magnus. It's boiling hot. Maybe it's the Corpus Christi of the galaxy, I don't know.
Well, there you go.
It's quite enjoyable. I really loved it with Colin and Nicola's chemistry as usual, because we know them as the Doctor and Peri, but I really like this one because it's after the toy maker in Blackpool, and just to have the Ice Warriors back was very nice touch, because we've got a bit of a Troughton. I love the Troughton feel to it. Like, I met the Ice Warriors on Earth, then I met the Ice Warriors on Peladon. I love the callbacks in this to this time, and it's a very good story. And it's a good one with Nick Briggs too, being the Ice Warriors again.
All right, champion. Thank you, Matt. Sue, how about you? Opening thoughts?
Well, I love Sil. I'm really glad to have had him back in an audio. He's so cool, and the fact that his bearers are these sort of leather-clad bondage men, it's kind of cute. It's kind of fun, and anyway, like the whole thing is great, but there were a lot of convoluted elements to this story. I got sucked in though, and it was delightful to be brought into the world of the Ice Warriors and the world of the Magnus women, and and the children. I mean, oh my gosh, talk about using children as both an antagonist and a protagonist. That was really cool how they were, utilized. Anyway, so yeah, that's my opening.
Champion. Timbo, how are you?
I guess it's like J&T said, the memory does cheat, I suppose, because my memory of this was much better than it ended up being the second time around. I found it to be kind of a mixed bag.
Okay.
On the one hand, it had some good bits. Of course, Colin Bakers and Nicola Bryant are always really good, and it was great to have Syl back, for a story. The Ice Warriors were cool, but I just didn't really fit together that well. I didn't think as a good story. Like I said, there were lots of it I liked, and there were other parts of it I couldn't stand, like that brat kid. He was terrible.
Oh, the kid. Okay, yeah.
He was a terrible actor. And I mean, I'm not going to blame a kid for being a bad actor because it's not his fault he's a bad actor. He's a kid. But I mean, and I realize that once they get the ball rolling, there's nothing they can do to fix it if that's a problem they have. It really does kind of take you out of the story. I mean, it's in other words, it's kind of like your suspension of disbelief kind of just falls by the wayside because it doesn't play in your head as a real thing going on. It's like, oh, here's the he's letting the team down. You know what I'm saying? That was my problem with it. But overall, it's an enjoyable enough listen. And like AJ said, I don't think this would have worked on television back in the day.
And ironically, it was greenlit. It was, everybody was paid, ready to do it. And I suppose they must have took some license when they went back and redone the audio. But
Well, also this is one of the ones that was novelized as well. So the writer said he was lucky because he didn't have the script anymore to work with to do this. So he got to use the book that he wrote back in the day. What was I gonna say? I wonder why they just didn't keep this story and use it in place of Mind Warp in the following.
I have no idea. But again, that's Sayward and JNT as for you. Always turbulent, Jason, I get your take on this?
Most of them I listened to is probably like around 2014 or 2013. I cannot remember, but I find this very interesting with Syl and the Ice Warriors in the same story. And of course, you got another Time Lord apparently since he went way back in time accidentally in the beginning of time itself, I guess. But yeah, the story had some moments between there. I'll probably explain more of that later, but. With me, I could probably try to do a bit of a Syl impression, but I probably won't. Who knows?
All right. Well, you enjoyed it, mate. And finally, before my set, go for it, mate. Open thoughts.
It's not a bad story. Like Tim said, it was novelized. I don't know if I ever remember reading it, but I gotta look it up. But the thing, we see the return of Syl, and he used pretty good because since we knew him from the last story, we knew that he was going to try to manipulate anything he can to make money. Seeing the Ice Warriors hearing the Ice Warriors return, it was great. It would have been great if it was visualized as an episode. The thing about the planet of women and there's another planet with men that it had me a little bit confused because the women say when I was talking to the other Time Lord that they kept a little bit of meth to help them, reproduce. But what was weird at the end of the story, the leader didn't understand what the male leader meant by being a wife like that. I said, how did you understand that? That made no sense. Considering you got kids there that are hiding from you guys. That's a little bit weird. So that confused me a little bit. And then of course that pompous Time Lord that was a bully to the Sixth Doctor was pretty wild. Anzor, that'd be funny. That'd be funny to see a First Doctor story with him dealing with that pompous windbag. That'd be cool. But the thing that bugged me out, maybe somebody would explain it like that, is how somebody could get into a TARDIS, whether it was the Anzor or the Sixth Doctor, because since they found out that of course that they cannot really control the TARDIS because it's a living thing and it's connected with the doctor. Like, I'm confused. Like, why would a TARDIS who's alive would let anybody get in the TARDIS and attempt to control it like that? Because, I know we've seen or maybe read in other stories that the TARDIS will defend itself from being controlled. That's why I was bugged out. I know this story takes place way back, so I was hoping maybe they would have got into it more. Another thing I forgot about the story is that instead of it being broken down into 4 minutes, each one was almost an hour long.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa! I was a little bit like, wait, I hope this thing isn't a complete all story. But I almost had to pause it, but I had to go run to use the bathroom.
Yeah, I think they were mimicking Colin Bakers' original.
I forgot. Myself forgot that back then it wasn't 25 minutes. They were doing it. Like,
so they were going for that format. All right, that's cool, man. I'm going to have to agree with Tim to a certain degree. Whether there was aspects to this story which was good, but I'm sorry, the kid. They need disrespect him. Well, what's his name? What's the kid's name? You got the cast list there?
Is it Vian?
Yeah.
Who played him?
William Townsend.
No disrespect to young William, but I hope he's finding a new profession before now. You know, that's the trouble with kid actors. Sometimes you get them and they're phenomenal, as is in the case with Stranger Things. Other times you get them and you end up with something like this. As I say, no harm to the kid, but not the best. The disbelief, the veil was lifted and the disbelief was gone the minute that first cliffhanger arose, and you hear him say, "Doctor, wake up!" and you're going, "Is this Doctor Who or an episode of Dickens?" I mean, you know, you get like wee Charlie running about the street looking to pickpocket people. It was just totally unbelievable for me. The Ice Warriors were cool. I can't grumble with them. And the whole other plot with the women of Magnus and was it the male? Was it Vantrax or whatever the other planet was? We're doing well here. Whatever the planet was called. Anyway, that was kind of weird, especially the innuendos at the end with the sex jokes and whatnot. But yeah, what can you do? They were trying to put a bit of humour in there. And of course, Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant are always top notch, regardless of the muddled mess that they sometimes find themselves in when it comes to a script or their relevant co-stars. So you can't grumble with them. Right, guys. Any events, characters, or instances that stood out for you? Mince the kid.
Well, it was interesting listening to the extras, the behind the scenes, because you find out that this is early. This is an early story for the Sixth Doctor when he's still kind of grumpy. So Colin Baker plays it differently than he would, like, say, some of his later stories, which Big Finish has done before this. Yeah. So he puts a slight edge on his character. And also it was interesting to hear about Shaban's experiences with getting into Doctor Who and trying to get on the show. He says he wrote the BBC several times asking for work.
Yeah.
Even when they were casting the Sixth Doctor, he said, "I know who you can cast. You can cast me."
Yeah.
He wrote in it as far back as the mid-'70s to replace Roger Delgado. It was interesting hearing him talk about his experiences as a disabled actor.
Yeah.
That and the writer Philip Martin, you know, he had some pretty interesting things to say about how this story finally came to be on audio. So I would say that was the most interesting thing on the disc. Really, was the behind the scenes.
Oh well, there you go. Can't always hang us, folks. AJ, anything's done it for you?
Yeah, how the women have psychic abilities and the men explode in sunlight. That was
I didn't quite catch that. I didn't quite get that myself.
There was a virus, they said it affected the men, and once they stepped into pure sunlight, they exploded like vampires.
Yeah.
Like the Twilight, which is bollocks.
Yeah, fuck you, Twilight. Yeah, you know, yeah.
Also, the music felt very of its time period for the series, the 80s. You could hear the little notes from the episodes from that time period, which I enjoyed that. One more thing. They sort of foreshadowed the ending where the Ice Warriors were going to try and change the climate without us knowing there were Ice Warriors. where they talk about changes, which obviously climate change, and Revelations, which is like the end of the world for them, for people who live there.
Yeah.
So I sort of like the subtle foreshadowing.
Okay, mate. Champion. Sue, how about you? And stand up.
Well, as I've said at the beginning, Nabil Shaban's portrayal of Syl was beautiful. I love the way he's so manipulative and so totally evil, and he's persistent, and he's always playing all the sides against the middle, as the Sixth Doctor said at the end of this thing. He's got no compass. He's in D&D he would be chaotic or chaotic evil.
Okay.
And I really love the way he portrays him. He's got a sense of ability to doom the world in his acting, and it's I just credit Nabil Shaban so highly for all of that.
Okay, dokie. Next one, dearie. Mr. Rose, how about you?
I love the moment when the women and Syl are in the TARDIS and he starts complaining when the time rotor's going up. It's like, I don't like it. I don't like it. It was so funny and whiny. I love that. And I also love it when they're trying to figure out about the detonator. They're like, how could that get here? It's so primitive.
Okay, champion, mate. Short but sweet. Jason, how about you?
Well, I know in the beginning I like the power that the Doctor just get annoyed and like Anzor, the other tiny little bully. Oh no, not him!
Oh yeah. And who played him well? Asmel?
Was it Malcolm? Winnie?
Hold on a minute. Was Malcolm Rennie.
Okay, champion. Yeah, good portrayal, Jason. Okay, continue.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting with how Syl was wanting to work with the Ice Warriors, but then he felt betrayed by them because they didn't want to work with him. And just so he just goes back in the Doctor. It was just all funny in a way. But the kids, I felt like they were just more like a background. I mean, yeah, I agree with y'all about that, with the whole kids on that. I mean, I'll see what the point with them in the story. Sorry about the actors on it, but I don't see the point between with them on the story itself. But with the whole women situation of about the women leading and the guys who can't survive around sunlight. Yeah, the whole women thing felt a bit sexist, but I don't know. It's an interesting story. I just put up that way.
Okay, mate. Champion. And well, and then for you, mate.
Well, of course, the Sixth Doctor, of course, stands up like Tim said earlier that, this takes place in this early story that's going to be hearing with a little bit of an attitude like that. I like the Peri, how she stood out here because even though the student called her mother, she didn't like it that much. She she protected them like a mom, which is a sad thing because we find out later on in the future storyline that she cannot have kids. So we bring that up when we review that story. Of course, the assistant of Madarana, Jamea thing. I like the way, Jamea. I like the way she was in mental contact with the Doctor and how much respect she showed after getting into his head. She showed respect to the Doctor and how much he's not a male to be afraid of like that. I like the way the leader was talking about all men, just wanted to conquer and all that. Which I liked her character that much. I liked it again. I liked it Syl, and I wish it was funny because he already had like 2 or 3 stories with the Sixth Doctor, and that he always trying to get into a situation for him to make money. And I haven't. It was funny that Big Finish had not done one where he meets with the 7th or 8th Doctors. Again, get into a situation for him to get money, which is because you notice in some of the 7 or 8 Doctor, they have maybe more serious stories. Maybe once in a while, let you do one that's a little bit like a comedy one with a little bit serious in it, just to have Silk return. But I think he should come back. He's a good actor.
Okay. You've been warned. Get on it, Nick Bryant. Yeah, and for me, yeah, you can't grumble with the leads in this. Colin Baker, Nicola Bryant, it's still as ever. Nabil Shaban, I just loved his turncoatiness in this. He's just, he's manipulative. He swings from one post to the other, trying to get what he wants to make a quick buck. He hadn't skipped a beat in that character at all. Ice Warriors, good to hear them back. Nick Briggs was stellar as ever, especially with the Martial Commander. As well as, hell, this thing was basically the Nick Briggs show with the amount of characters he played in it. So kudos to him on this one.
He did 5. 5. He played 5 characters.
Oh, 5 characters. There you go. Yeah, that's earning your paycheck, Mr. Briggs. Well done. The whole mind probe thing with Jemiah trying to get the formula for time travel, that was kind of cool. AJ alluded to the sound design, very much so a byproduct of its time period in the mid-80s, so stellar stuff there. So all in all, there is various good points to this story, but there's just a few things that really, really drag it down. Sorry, William. Right. Open mic portion of the cast, guys. Anything else you want to bring up before we get this sucker rated and in the can?
Well, Jason mentioned the casual sexism in the story, which I thought was interesting too. But even in the behind the scenes as well, I think it's Nicola Bryant who even says, well, it really is, and one of the other actresses agrees with her. It's like it really is a product of its time, and that's kind of how it was in the 80s anyway, as far as so that Time Lord, he gets away with some pretty sexist lines for these women. Of course, they make him pay for it with their little device or whatever. But I thought that was an interesting point that the actors actually defend that kind of talk in a story because they're saying, well, this is supposed to be in the 80s of its time, so it's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, interesting point. Anything else, guys?
No, I was hoping that there would maybe again, like in the future storyline, maybe the 6th Doctor will return there to see how the sort of, you say, a honeymoon with this male and female.
I don't know if I want to hear that.
Well, you know how the population is after a number of years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, well, I'll do an episode of Sons and Daughters, and I don't know if we want to hear that, man. Enough, guys.
Well, they moved the planet out of its orbit, so it'll be.
No, the Doctor moved it back.
Yeah.
Oh,
he moved it back near the end.
You're right. He did.
Scratch that point, sir.
Never mind.
The one thing I didn't like was when the Doctor stopped the bomb, it took 3 seconds before the bomb stopped. He slammed it and it goes beep, 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 and then stops. What happens if it was like 3 seconds it had left before it exploded?
It'll be an episode of 24.
That really confused the hell out of me for a second, because what bomb takes 3 seconds to stop? Usually it just stops.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
And
yeah.
the Doctor killing the Ice Warriors, he didn't even give him a chance to say, like,
yeah, that cold-hearted bastard Colin Baker. He killed those poor green creatures, man. He
just pulled out his ring hand, just bitch slapped him.
Yeah. Take that, Gregory Peck. Yeah.
And the hand looked like a Lego hand, like the Ice Warrior's hand.
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, you're right about the death of the Ice. There was a hell of a lot of death in this one. Funny enough, between civilians and inspectors and the Ice Warriors at the end. So, yeah.
Also, this story sort of alludes to when the Ice Warriors come back on TV in the new series where they have fingers now, because they mentioned they can't use something because they got their claws.
Oh, yeah, digits.
No. I think you're thinking whenever Peri was trying to convince them that they could keep her around because they were going to kill her right away.
Yeah.
She's like, no, you need me to press buttons. You don't have fingers.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it alludes to something, like, because in the new series, they actually have fingers. They got 3 fingers. Whereas in the old series, they just got the claw.
All right, well, there you go. Foreshadowing, perhaps. You know.
I don't know, just thought I'd bring it up.
Yep. All right, guys. Are we done on this person?
They got hands like this.
I'll take that silence as a yes. It's that time again.
Host to go back to his honeymoon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what an idiot. Okay, mission to Magnus, folks. The Lost Stories, Season 1, Story number 2. Colin Bakers, Nicola Bryant, and of course, guest starring Neil Shabanas. So, AJ, what are you giving us out of 10, buddy?
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It was a good story, but it wasn't overly great. It could have been a little bit more tight as a story.
Okay, mate. Thank you. Mr. Rose, you're up. Number?
For the Doctor and Peri, the Ice Warriors, and Syl trying to take over the intergalactic nappy market, 9 out of 10.
What a shite that was. Okay. Well, what's the view for NYC, mate?
Well, I like it. They had, again, they had the Ice Warrior, the Return of Syl, the 6th Doctor was being smart and all that. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, yeah, it could have had some improvements, but again, it's a lost story, so it was good to have it on audio once and for all.
That's a fair point, man. It might not be the best story, but it's good that it's no missing him. I've got it in some format. Timbo, what's your take call? Number?
Yeah, I agree. I would also give it an 8. It's not the worst story ever, but it's not great. I mean, it's fun for a listen. I mean, but yeah, it could have been a little bit tighter, a little better. So
It's not, okay, mate. It's not great, but regardless, Tim gives it an 8. Champion. Sue, how about you?
Well, because of Nabil Shaban and because of Syl, I'll give it a 9. I think anything with him in it's really awesome.
Okay, 9. And Sue's feeling fine. And of course, Jason, what do you give it, big man?
It did drag a bit, but it was a pretty good story since it had Syl, the Ice Warriors, and had a bit of funny moment between the Bowie Time Lord the Doctor didn't like. So and at least it's better than Thin Ice, so I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Oakley, that's 2 9s, and those two are feeling fine. Champion. And for myself, I'm going to be a dissenting voice in the room. I'm going to get a 7.5. I'm the lowest here this evening. As I say, it's just wee things here and there. And that old adage of never work with kids and animals still rings true in certain stories. Let's put it that way. Well, guys, done, dusted in the can, and we are finished for the evening. To the panel, thank you for half an hour of your time here this evening, in AG's case this morning. Always a pleasure to sit down and talk to the audience. Now, next week, we're going to in due course with the release of Power of the Daleks this week in stunning animation, according to a lot of folk. We're going to take a wee trick into the Pertwee. What the hell am I smoking?
Cotton, fool!
Into the Troughton area of things with another story from the early adventures. It will be entitled The Yes Men. So we'll sit down with Fraser Hines and co and tackle that one. I'm really looking forward to it. As always, folks, check out our usual buddies on the wacky and wonderful world of the YouTube. You've got Dr. Freedom and his news broadcasts and his Omega Files. You've got the guys and dolls over at Geeks Assembled and other movies, TV shows, and whatever they have, audio heads and whatever they're reviewing at this time of year. You've got Sammy Carter, Johnny Blues, you've got Sue there with Tyler's Blue Radio, you've got Lady Neo. Just go check them out. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Like, share, subscribe, give us a comment. You know the drill by now, folks. And to our 5-year fans, thank you for watching again this week. And we'll see you next week when we'll go, oh my giddy aunt. And we'll see if the yes men ring through. Be excellent to yourself, folks, and each other, and adios. Take care, guys.